Today we're going to talk about cheap photographic accessories that you will actually use, and we're going to start with this little rocket blower. This is one of the most useful things for photography. I think they're all under $10. This particular one is by Polaroid. I don't know, forgot where I got it. Other brands make them too. It's a very simple thing. It's a hand-operated little air blaster thingy. Okay, it's quite simple, pretty useful actually for cleaning the inside of your computer with, or for blasting your keyboard with to get dust and other particles out of there. But for cameras, it's really, really useful. For one, you can clean lenses with it quite easily without applying microfiber cloths to the experience. You can give it a couple blasts with the rocket blower in the field and you'll be good to go. These things are also really useful, well, in general, just for cleaning any kind of dust off of electronic products that you don't want to really apply water to. But it's also useful for basic sensor cleaning. So if you're cleaning the sensor of your camera, if you have an interchangeable lens camera and you have the option of cleaning the sensor, after you lock up the mirror, you hold the camera upside down, and then without sticking the point all the way into the past the lens mount, a couple of blasts with the air and a lot of the dust particles will just come right off. So even before you apply wet sensor cleaning or mess with sensor swabs, try something with the rocket blower first. One thing to consider with these rocket blowers is if you haven't used it for quite some time and it's been collecting dust, before you blast your sensor with it or anything else, just give it a couple blasts into the air to clear out any dust particles that may be in there first. Next up is we've got a roll of gaffer tape. This thing is ultimately a lifesaver. You know how red wine fixes a lot of problems in life? Well, gaffer tape fixes just about most photographic video problems. Anyone who's been doing any kind of video work or working professionally obviously knows what gaffer tape is. This thing is a lifesaver. It's very cheap tape, doesn't leave a residue, and you can even reuse it, and it's great. It looks like this. It's black, so it's not going to reflect light, and you can take it apart with just your fingers. Super handy to use. Okay, what can you use gaffer tape for? I don't know, you're kind of just limited by your imagination. Some people use gaffer tape to cover up the logos, cut it to size and cover up the logos of their camera. Gives it that nice black stealthy look. Other uses for gaffer tape, obviously, if you're shooting portrait photography, and set the gaffer tape on an area of the floor where you want all your subjects to stand, and every time they come in, it's going to be a lot simpler. Hold up pieces of white cloth on the wall to serve as your backdrop. You can also use it, for example, if you're doing astrophotography and you've already focused on the stars at night and you're in manual focus on your lens, what you can do is you can kind of tape the focus ring, basically gaffer tape it into place, doesn't move around, and you've got infinity focus for the whole night. I always have a bit of it around. In fact, I like gaffer tape so much that I keep some on a little credit card. Okay, the old Chase Sapphire works really great for this because it's a metal card. You get an older credit card, I always have some gaffer tape around it. That way you don't have to bring the whole giant roll with me. But I bring the stuff even when I travel. It's that useful. It's kind of like, you know, like a kiddie version of duct tape, but it doesn't leave a residue. In terms of cleaning supplies, I go with a basic microfiber cloth. These usually don't cost anything because you probably already have a bunch of them around the house, especially if you've bought a pair of eyeglasses or sunglasses. They're just always included. But a microfiber cloth, just gently dampened with water, is all I need to clean the front element of my lenses. I don't use any kind of special solution to clean my lenses in a circular manner from the inside out, and that takes care of a lot of the smudges on the lens. Now you notice everything's dark, partly the fault of my lack of any kind of lighting equipment, but also I wanted to demonstrate the next thing on the list is a headlamp. A headlamp is obviously more suited for camping and the like, but these headlamps are quite affordable these days. They're very powerful and they're very, very useful for photographers. For nighttime, they open up a lot of possibilities. You can paint at night with them. That's a lot of fun. But more importantly, you can see all your gear. Quite useful for astrophotography, where they definitely add flavor to any kind of Milky Way shots. I use this particular one from ThruNight. It's the TH20. It's very cheap. I think it's kind of the bang for the buck. Uses standard batteries. It's got various different modes. It even has a very, very faint mode. It's hard to see, called Firefly. That's quite faint, and you won't disturb other people in your camp or other photographers around you. So that's the one I use most often. Very comfortable to wear. I forgot how much I bought this for. I'll put it in the description. For cleaning your sensor, I think everyone's aware of this company, but Visgo, I find, has delivered just fine. These are quite affordable sensor cleaning swabs. They come with this little sensor cleaner solution, which will last you, I don't know, many years, because each time you're only really putting 2 drops. They're available in different sensor sizes. There is no need to take your camera to a dedicated shop to have your sensor cleaned. Certainly nothing wrong with that, but instead of having someone do it for, I don't know, $100, you can do it for the equivalent of $1 every time. So you can buy these together with the sensor cleaner as a kit. I think you get 12 or 20 of them, and the whole thing comes out to be, I think, under $20. Even really, really, really cheap polarizers like this one, like a really old one that someone actually gave to me for free with a lens purchase. I think it's worth about $10 or something like that. Even the most basic of circular polarizers will quickly demonstrate to you why this is such an underrated filter, or actually why this is such a great filter. You can't replicate polarization in post-processing. Okay, so if you want to darken the blue skies, cut out reflections, or emphasize reflections for that matter, consider investing in one of these circular polarizer filters. Now, if you just want to buy it once and buy it right, this is one of the bang for the buck options these days. You do pay a little bit more, but you get that quality, the modern coatings and all that. This is the Hoya circular polarizer slim frame line. It's not as expensive as the B&W filters or anything like that, but I think this is the bang for the buck if you want to pay a little bit more and still have a filter that you're going to use for life. Pick yourself up a cheap polarizer filter and just see what kind of results you get. It's so much fun for landscape photography. If you're taking pictures of cars, it's practically a must. Okay guys, here's an accessory that costs, well, should be free if you have one already lying around in the house. This was originally an A4 size white card that I folded into 2, so now it fits into just about any camera bag or messenger bag. These little white cards can be really helpful for photographers, not only for white balancing in the field, but also if you're doing basic food or product photography. Just putting this card next to an object can really brighten up its sides. So we can simply put a white card. See what happens when we approach with the white card? And this works wonders for food photography. If you're taking pictures of plates of food, it works wonders even for people, okay, and especially for people. You know, even if you don't have a reflector in the field, what you do is you have the person hold this card just directly with their hands stretched out under their chin. This will add a lot of light to those shadows under their chin and on their neck area, and this will greatly improve your portraits in the field. So a white card in general is just super useful. An accessory that should cost no more than 5 cents. Here's a plastic bag. So what you do is if it suddenly starts raining, you take out the plastic bag, make a hole in it here, large enough for your lens, and then wrap it around your camera. Wrap it around your camera like this, and because it's a plastic bag, you still have space to reach in with your hands and use it to control the camera in the field. But it acts as a basic water repellent. If your camera is not weather sealed, this is certainly better than not taking any pictures at all, and certainly better than ruining the camera instead of taking chances with it under rain. So again, this is great for, you know, rain, snow, anything like that. Okay guys, so that's about it. These are all the accessories we have time for today. But if you have any others, let us know in the comment section. I'm sure I missed some obvious ones. I just wanted to focus on the affordable ones. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys next time.